Here we go, baby. 2021 TRD Pro double cab in Lunar Rock. First drive, let's do it.
What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day, and welcome to the Tundra TRD YouTube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know every time I put up a new video or a live stream. We would love to have you involved in everything. So today, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very exciting day. We are sitting right now in a 2021 TRD Pro Lunar Rock double cab. Now that is very cool. If you are new to the channel, I own a 2020 TRD Pro Army Green Crew Max. So it's nice to have both cab variations in the driveway right now. Today we're going old school on the channel. We're gonna take a first drive impressions. This thing was dropped off about 10 minutes ago. I haven't even started it yet. They parked it in the driveway. They took off. I have this vehicle for a week. It is a press vehicle. I'm very, very excited right now. Some things I'm going to look for in this first impressions drive. Number one, ever since I bought my 2020 TRD Pro Tundra, and I had a 1794 2020 press vehicle before that, a few months before that, I was always saying how the engine, the 5.7 liter V8, feels different than any other Tundra I've ever driven, okay? Come to find out, it has been recalibrated. So I want to see if this 2021 also feels that way, which I pretty much think the engine is going to be very responsive, just like my 2020. Another thing I'm going to keep an eye on too is I always feel like the handling and the overall drive experience of the double cabs are a little bit better than the Crew Maxes, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that as well. Just overall how I feel about the ride of this truck. This is the first video. I like to do the drive impressions the minute the vehicle shows up so I can show you exactly how I'm feeling before I take any rides without a camera or anything. I want you guys to know and see my excitement on camera. This is going to be very, very exciting for me. So we're going to check out the 5.7, see how it is in this double cab. We're going to see what it feels like to drive a double cab again. It's been a while for me. I used to own a 2016 TRD Pro double cab, so this will be a lot of fun. I haven't driven a double cab in probably 2 years or so. My dad had a limited, but I didn't really drive that very much. Also, I want to see how this Fox TRD Pro suspension feels on a double cab TRD Pro versus on the Crew Max that I drive every day. So I'm very excited. Once again, next video after this, we will walk around, we will go over the price. I'll show you everything about this truck. All of that stuff is for another day. Today, let's just have a good time and drive it. First impressions, just getting in it. It feels weird to be in a small cab again, but I gotta be honest with you. Last year, or earlier this year, when I was considering trading in my Platinum, I was actually looking for a double cab TRD Pro before a Crew Max just to try something a little bit different. They actually took away the double cab option for 2019 when the TRD Pro was re-released for the Tundra, because they had the TRD Pro Tundra from 15 to 17, and then 2018 they took a break because they introduced Toyota Safety Sense, and then in 2019 they brought the Pro back to the Tundra with some new stuff on it. They had the new grille, Fox shocks instead of the Bilsteins. We had the new wheels, the new forged wheels. There were a couple things here and there. Blacked out TRD dual exhaust, small things here and there. But for 2019, all they had was Crew Max, and then 2020 they brought back the double cab option as well, but you just don't see it that much. So this one here, 2021. So let's take this thing for a ride and see what we think. So we'll start it up. Gotta love the sound of the TRD dual exhaust always. It doesn't matter. It never gets old. It sounds fantastic. So what we're gonna do, we'll fix our mirror here and we'll get going down the road. Overall, very excited to hear this. Can't wait to get the overall experience of this Lunar Rock TRD Pro double cab. By the way, the color is amazing. At first, when I saw the pictures, I wasn't really a huge fan of it, but after seeing it at the dealerships a couple times and now seeing it in my driveway with the sun hitting it, absolutely awesome. So let's get out there on the road and see what we think.
Howdy, I'm Mike Swears, Chief Engineer of Tundra, and you're watching Tundra TRD YouTube channel.
All right, here we go. Very, very excited to drive this. You have no idea. Can't wait to see if it's different than the one I drive every day. Yep, just even that instant little acceleration there as we just pull out of the driveway. There's just something about a double cab versus a Crew Max. The Crew Max cab always feels a little bit heavier. It obviously is. It's a lot bigger. Some of the older Crew Maxes I've driven before my 2020, I always said kind of felt like the truck had a big sail up in the wind going from a double cab to a Crew Max, especially back when I went to my Platinum. The Crew Max just feels like it handles a little bit better and everything like that. So really excited to see, you know, what this truck can do for the week. It's going to be fun to drive. I am a sucker for a good Toyota Tundra. Although the body has been around for a long time, we've talked about this over and over, and the 5.7 liter V8 engine has been around since 2007 model year. I've never been happier, and this is a thrill for me. I'm very excited right now. Double cab TRD Pro, Lunar Rock. I almost said Limited Rock, but Lunar Rock. Of course, we have a ton of traffic, but you know, one thing that I'm gonna really enjoy about this is gonna be my last press vehicle with the 5.7 liter engine. Because for 2022, we're not gonna have the 5.7 liter anymore. This is how much traffic I'm waiting on right now, by the way. We're not gonna have the 5.7 liter anymore, so this will be my last 5.7 liter Tundra press vehicle, you know, in this generation. So here we go, out onto the road finally. And we're just gonna mash the pedal and hope for the best. Gotta love it, listen to that. Gets up to 55, no problem. That growl of that engine is amazing, as we know. TRD dual exhaust, about $1,100 worth every penny. If you are interested in it, I have a promo code at sparksparts.com. Use promo code TundraDude34 to save 5% and get yourself this exhaust. If you're looking for an exhaust that gives you a nice rumble, but is not crazy loud and obnoxious, it really depends on you know, what you're all about. So overall, real quick, just first impressions of the excuse me, the suspension on the truck, just driving down the road. It really does feel like my Crew Max. It's not bouncy or anything. One thing I noticed back when I had my 2016 TRD Pro double cab versus other TRD Pros that I drove, especially Crew Maxes and stuff like that, is on the double cab, I felt like the Pro suspension was a little bit more bouncy. It kind of made you bump around a little bit over every imperfection in the road. But ever since I went to the Fox suspension with my 2020 TRD Pro, I feel like that's gone. And I really thought when I was buying that 2020 TRD Pro that the Fox suspension was basically going to be the same exact thing as the suspension that was on the old TRD Pros from Bilstein, but there really is a lot of differences. And I gotta be honest with you, I absolutely love the Fox suspension. So even if you don't have a TRD Pro, you could buy that TRD Pro suspension if you're into that. It gives you a 1.5 to 2 inch lift as well, and it levels out the truck nicely and gives it a really good look. So that's something to keep in mind if you're in the market for a suspension. It isn't cheap, but I can tell you it is worth it. Just giving you a little bit different of a view here. As you can see in this shot, it has the big old fake hood scoop on it. When I bought my Pro, I actually had to get used to that a little bit, but you know what? After a while, you don't even notice it. It's there, it's good, no big deal. Truck feels great as we drive down the road. I was hoping for a little bit less traffic than this, but it is what it is. Just kind of heading toward the ocean right now, seeing how it feels on the road. Handles like a dream. Feels good. It's interesting to look back in the rear view mirror and not see that big old power sliding rear window. This truck has, you know, the little window that slides open, and it is powered. In the older double cab TRD Pros, it was actually one of the ones you had to manually open, but everything is power in this now. Don't forget, the current TRD Pros are built off of the Limited platform. The older ones are off the SR5 platform. There it is. It goes from about 30 to 50 or 35 to 50 quite well, gets up to speed really good. There's just something about these late model 5.7 liter V8 engines. They feel great. Recalibration, there is no transmission cooler in these trucks as of 2019. 2018 was the last year of the transmission coolers, and a lot of owners have been reporting back to me that the engine does feel different. It wasn't just me when I bought my new truck and thought, you know, oh, it's a new truck, maybe it's a placebo effect, but the 5.7 does feel a lot different in today's truck. Now, one of the reasons I was so excited to make this video, and one of the reasons I was so excited to get this truck, other than the fact that I really do like double cab Tundras, I like the Crew Max too, but I don't know, the double cab just feels a little bit more sporty to me. One of the main reasons is, like I said, this is the last of the generation for 2021. This is the last of the 5.7 liter V8. There are a lot of people in the market right now for a Tundra, and they don't know what they want to do. 5.7 liter V8 Should they get that? Should they get this generation or wait for the next generation? So I feel like some of these videos I'm going to make over the week are very important to help people make that decision. It is a tough decision because, like I said, I really still enjoy this generation, and the massive rumors that have been going around about the next gen, as we've been talking about for years at this point, is that there will not be a V8 option in the next generation Tundra. They're going twin turbo V6 and a hybrid option. So, you know, there are still a lot of V8 purists out there who want one. And Tundras are kind of hard to get right now, just for the fact that we're dealing with, you know, the COVID situation, and the factory was shut down for 2 months, and they're trying to pretty much replenish all of the dealerships around the country. So trucks like this, double cab Lunar Rock TRD Pro, pretty hard to get. But like I always say to you guys, I want you guys to have a good buying experience. I want to help you guys in any way, shape, or form that I can in some of the ways that I've learned along the way of doing this channel, talking to you guys and just talking to guys from dealerships and Toyota in general, is make sure you shop around. Look around the country, all right? They can ship you a vehicle. You can buy a vehicle online now. Common practice these days. There are dealerships that have trucks like the one I'm driving right now, a double cab TRD Pro, around this country. Maybe the one down the street from you, the dealership down the street from you, doesn't have this truck. That doesn't mean it's impossible to get. Just use the internet to your advantage. Look around. They're out there. This one's very tough to get, and my initial impression as I drive it, falling in love a little bit. Falling in love, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really like the Lunar Rock color, and I really like the double cab. You know, we're gonna talk about the Crew Max versus double cab, what you get on each of them through these videos I make over the week. But I will tell you one thing: people like the double cab because of the fact that you have a 6.5 foot bed versus a 5.5 foot bed on the Crew Max. So kind of is what it is. It depends what you need. I, like I said, drive the Crew Max, and it's perfect for my needs. I put sports equipment in my bed. I put you know, some camping equipment, mountain bikes. The wife and I like to mountain bike, things like that. It works. But if you're someone that wants to use your truck for a job, or you're a weekend warrior that, you know, goes to Lowe's, does home projects, stuff like that, maybe you need a little bit bigger of a bed, this is the way to go. One of the questions I get all the time: can grown adults fit back here versus a Crew Max? Can the double cab hold grown adults comfortably? And the answer is a resounding yes. Absolutely you can. When I had an 09, I had a lot of double cabs in my life, but my 09 double cab, I went on a trip to a race 6 hours away in Richmond, Virginia, and I had 5 people in the vehicle, and no one ever complained about discomfort in the double cab. It can be done. It's no big deal. It's big enough to hold adults. The Crew Max is going to be, you know, a lot more comfortable, a lot more spacious, so you kind of got to judge on what you're going to use your truck for. But excuse me, make sure you go to the dealership, and, you know, if you have a family or you run some kind of business, bring somebody with you. Have them sit in the back of each of the cabs and see what they think. But yeah, that is a tough one. So everyone right now is kind of waiting on the fact they don't know what they want to do as far as buy the current generation or wait for the next gen. I'm telling you right now, this thing is fun. This thing is fun. And although I've owned 6 Tundras and I get blessed, I get to drive these things all the time. Every time I get in a new one like this, I fall in love a little bit. Right here, we're on a big turn. I'm gonna try to turn the camera around here. Hopefully it works for you. I want to show you what I'm about to go through because I want to talk about it. Should have a good shot right there. Didn't even have to turn the camera off to do that. We're gonna go around some turns here. And this is usually some of the turns we're coming up to here where the Tundra likes to body roll a little bit. This is where you really start to feel it when you're going through some of these low speed hard turns, which we are coming up to right now. So we're gonna see how the double cab handles you know, these turns. Now, this does not have a TRD rear sway bar on it. You know, I don't suggest that for the TRD Pro suspension, so let's see how much body roll we get. Here we go. No, it didn't pull me over in my seat much at all. It really holds well. There's just something about the double cab platform. Obviously, you know, the Crew Max and the double cab are on the same frame, but this thing just turns the corners really well. Even though it's leveled with a 1.5 to 2 inch lift, it feels really good. There isn't that Crew Max cab body roll that we talk about every once in a while. Pleasure to drive this thing. I'm definitely buying a next gen, but I would not say no to this truck right now. Hey Toyota, if you want to gift me this truck, I will definitely take it. So right now we're on a little bit of a bumpy road that could definitely use a pave.
you know, low speed. And this is where you can really see where the TRD Pro suspension comes into play and is worth the money. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great aftermarket suspensions out there that will do the job of the TRD Pro suspension, but if you're someone in the market for the truck overall, or you want something with the Toyota name on it, this suspension really does great work. One of my complaints with the TRD off-road suspension is when we're driving down this exact road with it, some of the press vehicles I've had, the TRD off-road suspension handles the bumps well, but you really can feel a lot of those imperfections at low speed. The TRD Pro suspension, you know, the Fox one we have right now, it rides over the bumps really well at low speed and really well at high speed. Even when you aim for them, you know, it just rides right over them. It's real compliant on, you know, the real flat, nice highways, but it's also easy to drive and pleasurable and not bouncy or bumpy when you're on these low speed roads with all these imperfections. All right, of course we're dealing with wind again because we're at the shore, but in closing, it is a pleasure to drive this thing. I just wanted to give you a good outside shot of it. We're going to do videos walking around it, talking about some of the features, showing you everything you want to see. So sorry about the wind here. Let me go around the back of it, maybe get the wind to my back, but it's a pretty strong wind as always. But there she is. What a pleasure, what a fun truck to drive. I look forward to bringing you some videos this week, so let me know in the comments below, what do you think? First off, double cab or crew max? Do you like the Lunar Rock color? And are you in the market for a TRD Pro? This thing is beautiful, and on the ride over here, it was getting all the looks. I gotta be honest with you, people love this color. So let me know. Tundra, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 gmail.com. Let me know what you think. Talk to you soon.